I was really blessed that I had very early on great mentors and teachers that inspired me from an early age, and really built this inner belief that anything is possible, and all you have to do is just go and get it.
And I can hear your values play a big part in who you are. So family obviously is one of your foundations in your architecture of your success. What other values are in the foundations that make you who you are and you would not live without or allow yourself move away from?
That is perhaps one of the best questions anyone has ever asked me.
See, we're good with questions.
No,
but you're leading me to ask that. You set up the question, in fairness. It's you who set that up.
So first and foremost, I have a firm faith in God. And to not mention that would be to deny the source of that.
Absolutely.
Belief and the foundational value. Having said that, the interesting thing is that Mum was a devout church goer, and she would go every Sunday, and Dad used to say to me, you know, I don't have to go to church to believe in God. I can believe in God in my own way. Mm-hmm. So I grew up, even within that statement of God, there is this sort of difference of belief and behaviours about how to establish that relationship with God. So first and foremost, an unshakable belief in God. Second of all, I would say that there has been from an early age something, despite the environmental influences, a refusal to quit. And I seem to remember very, very early on, when my 3-4 years of age, if I was with my cousins, I had a lot of cousins and my older sister, when we would compete and do certain things in the garden, whether it would be a race or just stacking Lego bricks or whatever, I was fiercely competitive, and I really used to cry and get so annoyed and frustrated if I was ever to lose at the simplest of tasks, you know, like race you to the dinner table, who can get to the dinner table
you
first.
On the way.
So there is this, and where that came from is an interesting question, but sheer refusal to quit. But more now, as I've evolved in growing up, is this idea of a deep appreciation for human potential, and I am so passionate about seeing others succeed and achieve their potential. So the biggest driver for me now in what I'm doing is to see people succeed, to unearth their own inner potential, to go further than perhaps they would have thought was possible for them. And that is just, I can't think of a greater joy, I can't think of a greater passion, I can't think of a greater success than living a life in service of others. That might sound a bit deep and profound, but it's the truth.
We share the exact same. It's what we talk about is exactly our language. So maybe that's why this connection is so good, that we share values that are of service to others, and being vulnerable in that space and strong in that space, which I mentioned at the beginning, and putting ourselves out there into the arena, and not be, as Brené Brown talks about, you know, in the cheap seats criticizing, but to be in the arena and fall down and pick yourself up and you know, brush yourself off and you know, smack yourself in the mirror a couple of times, going, okay, I can see it, I'll do something about it. So I think strong foundations allow for that movement. They're not fixed. They allow for us to grow and evolve, and it's for us and for me. I love the idea of my values being my island of sanity. So when I lose the plot and face into chaos and wonder who the hell who am I? And that imposter syndrome, that my values are my island of sanity, and they just allow me catch my breath and recover and change if I need to make them stronger. But it allows all the boundaries and things we were talking about, you know, stand firm.
What other values do you have?
Family, we share family, and the passion for bringing others along, integrity, doing the right thing in terms of learning space. So I would see a day that went by where I didn't learn something and share some learning as a waste of my day. It's connected to my purpose personally, and our business was built, and our business and our team, we all have a value of learning. And not learning because I have to know it as academic director, but learning because I'm in this vehicle that was built to transcend the vehicle through a different type of learning. So I'm happy to learn. I've probably learned the best from my children because I have looked in their face going, I have no experience of what they've just done, and I prefer not to be having the experience, so now I'm going to have to figure this out. So family also bring that, I wasn't expecting this one. So learning, not just the academics and science, we love science, but learning by the privilege of conversation, by sharing time with you and with other people. But you know, what a privilege to learn from other humans who are willing to share and connect in. So learning is something I want to do every day. I want to do that. I want that in my internal loop to be going, I didn't know that, oh my God, now that changes that. Oh, but now if I put that piece with that piece, and how do we share this?
Yes.
And in team, we have a very open loop in our team of, did you see, did you read, did you notice, while we're laughing, you know, at ourselves. So fun would be the last one I would mention. Just have fun. Life can be dark and challenging, and humor and fun lifts you back up off the ground and you know, allows for stepping in the arena again and going, yeah, bring it on. It's okay. So thank you so much for our time. I want to value your time. It's a big part of it. How has our conversation impacted you?
Well, my flight was delayed in getting here. So
I didn't do that though.
There are many great things about that, of course, but I feel amplified. That is a word that I would describe. I feel amplified. There's an amplification of energy. I feel recharged and reinvigorated again, re-inspired, and that's something that should never be underestimated, you know. Ahead of the seminar tomorrow, of course. I had never envisaged that I'd be invited to do this talk with you, but
thank you for the time.
As the universe would have it.
Yes.
We've come together, so I'm hugely privileged, and thank you for the conversation.
Thank you so much.
How's it changed me? It's made me...
Impacted you?
It's impacted me in the way that it's allowed me to think about the application of these principles of being human across contexts, not just in sport, not just in business, in education, as parents, as teachers, as learners. And at the end of the day, I think that that's fundamentally what this journey is about. Learning. We can all learn. It's constant.
I've learnt loads. So thank you for sharing your knowledge. It definitely goes into my loop system to share on, if that's okay with you. And part of what we'll do with the Success Architect recording is share that on, so others get to notice and learn from, or even test their own thinking through the questions that you've been brave enough to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Tom.